On the news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari swears in Justice Olukayode Ariwoola as Chief Justice of Nigeria. International Society of Media and Public Health advocates priority attention to improving well-being of malnourished children. And motorists decry non-adherence to traffic rules and regulations in the FCT. Good evening, viewer. Thank you for joining us on the news desk of NTA Channel 5, Abuja at 7. I am Tessie Omeri. Justice Olukayode Ariwoola has been formally sworn in as the substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari performed the ceremony in fulfillment of the provisions of Section 231, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has details.
And that I will preserve, protect, and defend the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Justice Olukayode Ariwoola takes oath of office before President Muhammadu Buhari as the 18th Chief Justice of Nigeria. Born over 60 years ago in Isheyin, Oyo State, Justice Ariwoola bagged his Bachelor of Laws degree in 1980 from the then University of Ife, called to the Nigerian bar and got enrolled at the Supreme Court as a solicitor and advocate in July 1981. The new CJN has been on the bench of the nation's apex court for nearly 11 years, having been appointed in November 2011. Before his elevation to the Supreme Court, Justice Ariwoola, a fellow of the International Dispute Resolution Institute, served as Justice of the Court of Appeal in Kaduna, Enugu, and Lagos divisions. He was appointed Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria in June this year.
I believe the law that had taken me this far will continue to support me to do the best for Nigerians. I shall not let down Nigerians. With the support of my brother justices, I can see all of them are here with me. We shall not fail Nigerians.
You're coming on board close to an election year. The judiciary will be very busy. What is your message to politicians?
Politicians should allow the judiciary to function. You know, law is not static. And that's why you have seen that the National Assembly had continued to amend the laws. And it is the law that the courts apply to the facts available. We shall continue to do justice if only Nigerians will allow us to perform and function.
Governors of Oyo and Ondo states, as well as a number of justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, were on hand to show solidarity.
He is a very disciplined person. He is a team player, a disciplined judiciary, a selfless judiciary.
We are really, really happy. One of our own is now the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and the good people of Oyo State were thankful to Mr. President for seeing the process through. And we look forward to supporting him to contribute to the development of the judiciary in Nigeria.
The new CJN, Justice Olukayode Ariwoola, succeeded Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, who resigned his appointment on health grounds. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The Federal Executive Council has approved a full business case for the establishment of aircraft maintenance, repair and overhaul facility in the nation's capital, Abuja. Also to be established is Fire Truck Maintenance and Refurbishment Center for the aviation industry in Katsina State. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika announced this while addressing journalists after the council's meeting. Details will come your way in our subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, mobile telephone network MTN has been given the go-ahead to take over and complete the construction of the Enugu-Onitsha Expressway linking Enugu and Anambra states. Minister of Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola, who announced the approval of the Federal Executive Council, said the project is to be executed under the tax credit scheme. Again, the reports will come your way in a subsequent bulletin. The Abuja Municipal Area Council is one of the area councils in the FCT, privileged to serve at the city center, where different ethnic groups from all walks of life are represented. Chairman Ama Christopher Zaka Mekalangu stated this when the South Sudanese government, that is the delegation on the studying Nigeria's government system, visited his office. Deborah Gazajima, the study team, was briefed on governance processes in Nigeria, especially at the local government level. The students were brought up to speed on the workings of area councils of the yearning of the people. It was an interactive session as members of the AMAC executives responded to some questions raised by the students. And let's talk health. Towards improving the well-being of the vulnerable, malnourished children in Nigeria and improving the financial status of women, the International Society of Media and Public Health is setting the pace for a healthier nation through interventions and advocacy programs in 2 area councils of the FCT. Serafina Okon-Umekwe reports.
More than 2 million Nigerian children reportedly suffer from severe acute malnutrition annually, with about 45% of them dying. This development prompted the Executive Director of the International Society of Media in Public Health, Moji Makanjola, to advocate zero tolerance to severe acute malnutrition. Accolades of joy at the end of the tunnel of being brought out of poverty and miseries to greater wealth and health. The narrative has changed with these vulnerable women from Kwali and Buari area councils of the territory, trained on proper nutrition for their babies.
I don't get change, plenty change, because I'm eating for that now.
I've come to notice that with my pap, I can put groundnuts.
Stakeholders say it is a call for global action on zero tolerance so as to contend with communicable and non-communicable diseases, while others say the country is already experiencing population crisis and to deal with it, advocates that President Muhammadu Buhari assented to a bill on national population management policy. To this end, guests appealed for immediate implementation as the nation has overshot her population by more than 100 million.
That will fund family planning properly, so that women will have right-based.
We have to educate our rural women or the rural poor to know that malnutrition is not going to be resolved by any witchcraft.
The convener, Moji Makanjola, says the trend must be urgently reversed, while appealing to the federal government to pay counterparts funding for ready-to-use drugs for malnourished, voiceless children.
Some of the mothers don't have the knowledge in terms of food mix, particularly when the children are weaned.
Uninformed, educated women and families will feed their children on custard.
The intervention has saved over 60 very malnourished children in the 2 area councils and sadly 1 death recorded. In Abuja, Serafina Okon-Umekwe, NTA News.
And as part of the intervention towards improved sight condition of drivers in the FCT, the Federal Ministry of Health, Secretariat and other partners have conducted eye screening in Abuja ahead of World Sight Day. Hakimat Aliu brings us details.
About 2.2 billion people globally have distance visual impairment, which experts believe could be avoided. The target is to enhance the refraction errors by 30% by 2030. This informed the free eye screening exercise for drivers.
Whenever your eyes are being used, the eyes are being pressured, whether it's for driving, whether it's for working on the system, whether it's for being in the class. So you need to know how to manage your eyes. It's important for us to have the eyes checked once every 2 years for people who are less than 40 and once every year for those who are above the age of 40.
People that have cataracts that will get in this place, we have free cataract surgeries at Buhari General Hospital, okay? And also at the screening point for the drivers, we are giving them free glasses, okay? We're giving free eye drops that will take care of itching, discharge and all that.
Hamidu Mohammed, who has been driving for 25 years, is among the beneficiaries of the intervention.
The
They check our eye, they give me paper, I can read, I cannot read well. But now, as they give me this thing, I can read well, yes.
I am really happy and privileged to be part of this, and I want to urge all drivers to partake in this exercise. It is very good for their sight. They are always on the road. There are dusts, rain, and they really need to get tested to know much about their vision.
The exercise, which is being replicated nationwide, is to mark the World Sight Day, celebrated every second Thursday in the month of October. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
And residents and motorists who often ply the Zakari Malari Road in the Central Business District of Abuja have decried the non-adherence to traffic rules and regulations, coupled with what they call indiscipline on the road around the area. Let's join Abdullahi Ajia for a situation report on this issue.
In a city like Abuja, Nigeria capital, one of the attendant features of its fast-growing population is the increased volume of traffic across major roads and streets, leaving much work for the traffic managers.
Zakari Malari Road is one important road in the central business district of the nation's capital, Abuja. On a daily basis, it's usually a beehive of vehicular and human traffic. And the issue here today is that of violation of road traffic, where motorists often park on both sides of the road corridors, which the traffic authorities say is wrong.
We have seen how they park, which is wrongly. So we are looking for a solution to write to all these ministries. If it is their staff that are parking wrongly, so that we call their attention to avoid further action.
FCT residents and motorists lament over this development.
The traffic situation is heavy. This London something, so a lot of people visit this place. Honestly, they're supposed to create a sideway where people can park.
People traveling abroad, coming to get visa, in fact, they contribute a lot to the traffic in this area from observation. Secondly, I found that the light is not functioning at around 6:30, okay, and normally cause a lot of accident and all that there.
For the traffic officials, the situation is an aberration of the highway code, which they promise to address soon.
Parking on the highway is prohibited by the traffic regulations. You cannot indiscriminately park your vehicle where provisions are not made. But where it is not allowed and you park your vehicle, it is an obstruction, and that vehicle will be towed out of that place.
Any errand driver that will come next time, we are going to impound the car and we arrange them before the mobile court.
The officers reiterate FCT administration's zero tolerance for indiscriminate parking, threatening offenders with stiffer sanctions in accordance with the law. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has resolved to sustain the ongoing cleanup exercise in Dede and environs. The Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement to the FCT Minister, Ikaru Atta, gave this indication during the recent cleanup exercise in the area. Onoze Yakubu tells us more.
Illegal warehouses and shanties around the Dede junction have contributed to serve as criminal hideouts, which needs to be sanitized. The city managers believe the exercise is matching words with action to rid the city of any form of nuisance.
We have two issues. One, for engineering infrastructure, a road corridor. And then two, for building without requisite approval. So these are two issues that we have to bring them down. We want to make sure that we put everything in the right perspective. That's why we're taking these measures.
And we're doing comprehensive cleanup on the Dede axis. For me, this is something that we have all looked up to actually send a signal that government does exist and that the FCT minister is marching west with action to rid the city of illegality.
That's why we are here today with other agencies to ensure that we clean up the area, and it will be a continuous one, just like I told you.
Maybe the rate at which we are coming in today, we have not done this for a very long time, but we will continue this until we find the much needed sanity.
It was observed that the high influx of people into the community is contributing to the high rate of criminality and other illegal activities in the area. Onoze Yakubu, NT News.
Experience the wonder of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar with Coca-Cola. Buy any Coca-Cola product with a white cap. Check the code under the cap and dial *8014 *1 code hash to participate for free. Terms and conditions apply.
And Toby Amusa named by World Athletic for World Award. Benedicta Inya brings us more on Sports Brief.
Toby Amusa nominated for Female Athlete of the Year following her standing performance in 2022. Amusa began her career in athletics in 2013 when she competed in the African Youth Championship in Warri before making her debut at the All-African Games in 2015. The 25-year-old track star has so many honors to her name in the past, but made the biggest headline in the year 2022. In football, Super Falcons legend Perpetua Walkocha will be part of proceedings when the playoff draw for the 2023 Women's World Cup in Switzerland on October 14 begins. With Sport Brief, Benedicta Inya, NTA News.
And that's the English version of the news. Up next is translation in other languages. Good evening.
ama gaje we shaje we wana iwana ba sho be da wo mo president wa yuba wo wa go ba gai ki to kwada ya Muhammadu Buhari ku anatoto jin enya ku nge justice Olukayode Awola waze nge awada wada to kwada ki enya hwadudu ki to kwada e be ga wo shipage ye kwen we vi bagbatunu taje wan ba che tu shita che gban page gban ye dubu gban che tu shitwa gban che gban bagbatu abashinya Adamu Sambo wada nge zana gban ye be shipage da wo shipage galukoya awache mu anu haye nge wo gbin oye kinu gwamna oye kin bodo onda kin yan dado na wada ibe ji ba ma wa agbada ya owo na go tutun Justice Ibrahim Tanko Mohammed wo be fa tutun ji tu wo na yasa bo municipal ji gwamnati bibi nu ko pejilo njemi a kizidna ya kwayin go a shi bai gbogbo shi kwaje da ya Christopher Zaka mo me kalangu shi ko yi ya tukwa wani bai da lonu sanu wo bai go a shi bai South Sudan ki bai tu ya gwamnati tutun shi mu Deborah Gazashi Mike wada inge ayeku gwamnati bibi tutun shi ba wu ba ajibaye ku abatumu mu ashashi gwamnati tatunu ama kazana gbai bagodo nge ba ku sase mana wa na dagma na shibaye ntu mba batumu yi anabaja jesida nge gbodogun ayo tutun jin nya tego gwamnati nya ga ge ba kun tutun ye piajin ba ma amato nine jin kwa chebabwa bami baige nge yoba de nke sidna ye badokun ye ngwa sido gwamnati nai shigbashi atete bai ba be be kwenyi bai pa nge ai badokun ayoba ye yin peno bo Hakima Ali wada nge azalolo nge abila nwamba pasetu nwamba mbaje mbafilo ayoba ye na ye hwia dudu wagod nge aye nyasaye abanyi ashiko shigbe na kpokobo sapa nge Hamidu Mohammed nalo naza mbabwa abmaji ntugo na matonu ajiwa ayaba adada amagba aja na bayi kuze ibe jada wo se kwasi paga shokoni jisu saisu
Masu kallon mu barkanmu da yammaci ga fasarar takaitattun labarai mai karantawa Isiyaku Buhari Suleja. Shugaban kasa Muhammadu Buhari ya natsar da sabon alkalai na kasa. Rahoton ya fito ne daga bakin mai bayar da rahoto na fadar shugaban kasa Adamu Sambo, wanda aka rantsar a matsayin sabon alkalai shine mai shari'a Olukayode Ariwola, mai shekaru 60 da haihuwa. Ya fito daga Isheyi, jihar Oyo. Ya kammala karatunsa ta fannin shari'a a shekarar 1991. A wajen bikin rantsuwar manyan baki sun samu halarta, wanda ya hada da gwamnan jihar Oyo da Ondo domin taya shi murna. Shugaban karamar hukumar Abuja Municipal Christopher Zakka Mai Kalangu ya bayyana cewa karamar hukumarsa na daga cikin waɗanda suka samu dama a babban birnin tarayya, wanda al'umma daban-daban suke zuwa domin kasancewarsu a tsakiyar birnin. Wakiliyarmu Deborah Gazaji Mika ta rawaito mana cewa ya bayyana haka ne a lokacin da ya amshi bakoncin tawagar wakilan kasar Sudan, wanda suka zo domin su koyi dabarun aiki a kasar nan, musamman a karamar hukuma. Hukumar kulawa da lafiya na ƙasa da kuma abokanan aikinsu sun yi aikin duba wa direbobi ido a babban birnin tarayya. Wakiliyarmu Hakimat Aliyu ta rito mana cewa sun aikin duba idon ne domin shirin zagayowar bikin ranar gani na duniya, wadda aka kiyace kimanin mutane biliyan 2.2 ne ke fuskantar matsalar gani da ido. Daya daga cikin waɗanda suka ci gajiyar duba idon kyauta mai suna Hamidu Muhammad, wanda ya yi tuki har tsawon shekaru 25. Jama'a, ƙarshen fasar takaitattun labaran kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
N'akụkọ ụwa nke taa, aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Ono. Gere akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Eduola ọkaikpe ukwu Olukayode Ariwola n'iyi ọrụ dịka onye ọkaikpe ukwu nke ala anyị. Onye ọrụ anyị Adamu Sambo wetara akụkọ na onye isi ala anyị Muhammadu Buhari mere emume ya bụ idu n'iyi ọrụ dịka iwu kwesịrị. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ya bụ nwa amadi bụ onye ọkaikpe ukwu nke 18 ala anyị were n'ihe dịka afọ 60 gara aga. Ọ kwekwara nghọta na ya bụ nwa amadi arụọla ọrụ n'ụlọ ikpe ruo afọ 10 ma bụrụ onye ahọpụtara dịka onye nnọchianya onye ọkaikpe ukwu n'ọnwa Juun n'afọ. Aka na-achị steeti Ọyọ nakwa steeti Ondo nakwa onye ọkaikpe nke ụlọ ikpe Supreme Court nọkwa na ya bụ ogige iji kwanyere ya ugwu. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na onye nyefere ya ọkwa bụ onye ọkaikpe ukwu Tanko Muhammad n'ihi nsogbu ahụike. Okpuru ọchịchị Amak eweela ihe ugwu nke ịnabata onye ọbịa sitere na mba South Sudan bụ onye bịara ịmụta etu ọnọdụ gọọmenti ala anyị bụ Naịjirịa siri kwụrụ. Deborah Gazaji Mika wetara akụkọ na ya bụ ọmụmụ bụ nke ha mere ka ọ dị nkenke, gbadoro ụkwụ n'ihe banyere usoro ọchịchị ala anyị, ọkachasị n'okpuru ọchịchị dị iche iche. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ha were mkpakọrịta ụka chiri anya dịka ndị ọchịchị Amak zara ajụjụ ụfọdụ ha jụrụ. Na iji nyere aka kwalite ọnọdụ ịhụ ụzọ nke ndị ọkwọ ụgbọala n'ala anyị, ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka ahụike n'ala anyị nakwa njikọ aka otu ndị ọzọ emeela nyocha anya n'efu n'isi ala anyị maka ụbọchị anya na-abịa n'ihu. Hakimat Aliyu wetara akụkọ na ihe dịka ijeri mmadụ abụọ na ụmụ abụọ na-enwe nsogbu ịnọ ebe dị anya tupu ha ahụ ụzọ, bụ nke ndị ọkachamara kwuru na enwere ike igbochi ya. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na Hamidu Muhammad bụ onye ritere uru na ya bụ nyocha anya ha mere n'efu, kwuru na ya akwọla ụgbọala ruo afọ 25. Igbo bụ Igbo, ebe a ka anyị wụsara ọwara nke taa. Ndewo.
Kalẹ̀ o ẹ̀sìnkú dédé wòyí ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín Mọ́bọ́lájí Mátìní oníròyìn. Wọ́n ti ṣèbúra fún onídàájọ́ Olúkáyọ̀dé Ariwoọlá gẹ́gẹ́ bí onídàájọ́ àgbà fún orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Àdàmú Sambo ròyìn wípé ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ló ṣe ìbúra náà fún onídàájọ́ àgbà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlànà ìwé òfin bí wọ́n ti tuntò. Nínú oṣù kẹfà ọdún yìí ni wọ́n yàn án gẹ́gẹ́ bí adelé títí àkókò yìí tí ààrẹ fi àṣẹ sí i. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti Oǹdó pẹ̀lú àwọn onídàájọ́ láti ilé-ẹjọ́ tó ga jùlọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè farahàn láti bá onídàájọ́ Ariwoọlá yọ̀. Ó gba ipò ọ̀hún lẹ́yìn tí onídàájọ́ Ibrahim Tanko Muhammed kọ̀wé fi ipò náà sílẹ̀ látàrí ìlera ara. Ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Hamad jẹ́ ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ kan tó ní àǹfààní àti ṣiṣẹ́ nínú ìgboro orí ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè níbi tí ẹ̀yà èdè lóríṣiríṣi ti darapọ̀. Alága ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ náà Christopher Zaka Maikalungu ló gbé ọ̀rọ̀ náà kalẹ̀ lásìkò tó gbàlejò ìjọba ilẹ̀ gúúsù Sudan ní ilé-iṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Deborah Maika ròyìn wípé pàtàkì ìrìn àjò náà ni láti farabalẹ̀ gba ẹ̀kọ́ lórí ètò ìṣèjọba orílẹ̀-èdè yìí pàápàá lórí ètò ìṣèjọba ìbílẹ̀. Àwọn alámòjútó ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ náà dáhùn sí ọ̀pọ̀ ìbéèrè tó wáyé lásìkò ètò ìfọ̀rọ̀jomitoro ọ̀rọ̀ tí àwọn àlejò náà gbé kalẹ̀ níbi ìjókòó ọ̀hún. Lára akitiyan ètò ìlọ́wọ́sí láti ṣe àgbéga lórí ojú àwọn awakọ̀ lórígun mẹ́rin ìlú Àbújá, agbo ètò ìlera ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti àwọn alábàáṣe pàwọ́pọ̀ ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò àyẹ̀wò ojú ní ìlú Àbújá ṣáájú ayẹyẹ ọjọ́ tí wọ́n yà sọ́tọ̀ lágbàáyé gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọjọ́ ìríran. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Akímọ́tò Aliyu ròyìn wípé ó lé ní bílíọ̀nù 2 ènìyàn lágbàáyé tí àrùn ojú ń bájà, èyí tí àwọn onímọ̀ sì sọ wípé ó ṣe é dẹ́kun. Ọ̀pọ̀ lórí àǹfààní náà jẹ́, lára wọn ni Hamidu Mohammed tí ó ti ń wakọ̀ láti nǹkan bíi ọdún 25 sẹ́yìn. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ló sì dúpẹ́ fún àǹfààní tí òun rí gbà níbi ìjókòó náà. Tó a ò rí jù báyìí lónìí títí ìwòye ọ̀la ní àṣẹ tìdùmarè. Ojúmọ́ ire ni yóò mọ́ wa.